Alright, time for another update here. I thought that it was gonna take longer actually until I had another one ready, but I have 8-9 titles or so. So yeah, let's just get started. It's super hot in here right now, where it's warm, in general. I have to have my fan on and my window open. Right now I have to turn the fan off and close my window, otherwise it's too loud to make a video. But yeah, so it's warm as hell. Yeah, anyway. First up, this one I watched yesterday. And it's very interesting. It's called The Last Circus. It's a Spanish movie which is hard to classify. It's a comedy pretty much, and then it has influences or elements of horror, drama, romance, thriller, action even. And it's pretty good. I wish that the whole movie would have been as good as the last sequence, because I could definitely see myself not liking that sequence, because it's just so ridiculously made, so over the top. But there is something about that last sequence which is fucking awesome. It's just the atmosphere of it all there. It is. They do over the top in the right way, while not being that comedic. The ending is not too comedic, but it's still over the top and it works. I don't know. It's just a terrific ending or a terrific sequence. Overall, the movie is not terrific, but it is good, and I would definitely recommend you to watch this if you want something original or something that you might not have seen before. It's a movie that, well, I haven't seen many movies like this before. And then this one, I watched this one yesterday too, and I just thought that I would show it since it has English subtitles here, because I usually do that with Swedish titles. I show the ones that have English subtitles at least. This movie sucks though. It's called Så olika. You can see the title there if you, of some reason, would want to look it up, because it has English subtitles, like I said. But I'm not going to talk about it more. It's pretty weak. It's not that well put together, not that well edited, or not that well directed either. It seems. I don't know. It's just not great. I gave it a 4 out of 10. I'm almost tempted to give it a 3, but it's not that bad. It's really not good though. It's really not good though. Then we got a show which I'm very surprised that I did not like. I didn't even watch all of these episodes. I think I have like 3 left or something, and it's called Happy Endings. I'm sure you have heard of it. Well, I'm not sure you have, but a lot of people probably have. And I have heard great things about it, and I think a lot of people like it. And but I didn't. I thought that this was, the characters, first of all, they really don't stand out. They're not that. Even after almost 10 episodes, I think. I think I watched about 10 episodes. I really don't like the characters. They're so generic somehow. I don't know what word to use to describe them, but I just don't think the characters are that good. And it's also, it's one of the humor is kind of this modern, really absurd almost and quirky humor, which perhaps have been done a little bit too much lately. If you know the humor, then maybe you know what I'm talking about. But you wouldn't see this humor, even 10 years ago. It's very modern, and I don't know, it just doesn't work that well here. It feels forced somehow. Yeah, I don't know, or 10, well, say in the 90s at least, 10 years ago maybe, I don't know, but I don't know. I just didn't really care for it that much, and I really thought I would like it. So anyway, then a movie which, once again, I thought that I would like more. It's What About Bob? Definitely a fun movie, but my main problem with this is that not that much happens really. Bill Murray is good, Richard Dreyfuss is good, but I think that they stay. It basically, I'll just explain briefly what it's about. Bill Murray, he is he gets in the beginning of the movie, he gets Richard Dreyfuss as his psychiatrist. Richard Dreyfuss he's this renowned guy who's just written a book, and he's, he can help Bill Murray with his problems, and Bill Murray, he's got some serious problems. So when Bill Murray finally get some help from Richard Dreyfuss. You know, he feels like this guy can help me. You know, finally or whatever. He cannot let him go. So when Richard Dreyfuss he goes on his vacation, Bill Murray follows, and he will not stop haunting him, or he will not stop following him. He's a pain. And anyway, but so at the vacation, Richard Dreyfuss' character and his family, they have this. I was gonna say beach house, but it's not on the beach. But it's like by the water, by the ocean, by a river or whatever. Vacation home, whatever. Anyway, the movie takes place around that area and doesn't leave those sort of perimeters very often. When it does, it's just very close around. And to me, it would have been more interesting if, say, Dreyfuss' character, he was going on a road trip or a vacation, you know, going somewhere and going from place to place, and Bill Murray is following him, you know, on his road trip, and fun stuff happens along the way. Like maybe they go to see different sites and Bill Murray is there all the time. To me, that would have been more fun, because it's very sort of almost static, or maybe that's not the right word, but they just don't. It just takes place in the same location, all of it, almost. And to me, that was kind of tedious. I mean, I think a lot of people would disagree with me, but it was okay. Anyway, then we have a couple of shows here. ER Season 2. Enjoying this very much. It's pretty similar to Season 1, so whatever I said about Season 1 applies here too. I don't have much more to say about it. I just enjoy it a lot. So that's ER, and I'll get on Season 3 pretty soon, I guess. Then we got something which I have been looking forward to watching, and it's Game of Thrones Season 3. And this is a cdon.com exclusive packaging, although this cover is also available. Maybe Best Buy or something in the US made an exclusive packaging of this season, and they had the same cover. I don't know if it was Best Buy or whatever, but you know, something like that. I could briefly show you. I actually made a video showing this, but I decided not to upload it because it wasn't really that interesting. You have this kind of thick cardboard slip cover here, and then you have the Blu-ray keep case here. 5 discs, 10 episodes. Yeah, it's a great show. You really get into the world. I was thinking about something though. A lot of people would probably agree with the fact that the intro is very good, or the opening theme, whatever. Yeah, I think that since it is so good, since another thing, the show's geography is very important, and in the beginning they sort of show where everything is in you know, well, where everything is, where all the kingdoms are, and because that opening is so good and the music is so good, I think that contributes to the emotional attachment that you get with the show. At least when I think of the show, I think of the theme music, and I think of the wall is over here, and then way down here, here's the twins or whatever, and then here's King's Landing, and you know, so you know, I see where everything is thanks to the opening. So I'm just thinking, if it wasn't for the opening, would I have liked it as much? I mean, that's going pretty far, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying that it's a great intro or a great opening. But never mind about that. The show is you really get into it. You know, the characters are great, the stories are great, and yeah, you just feel this. Yeah. You get into it. I don't know how else to describe it, so I'll just repeat myself there. But yeah, and of course I have to mention the Red Wedding, which I did not know what happened. Of course, since it's called the Red Wedding, I was thinking that some kind of slaughter was going to take place at a wedding. I had no idea if that was the case, and I won't say if that's the case either if you haven't seen it, but it just seemed like that's what was going to happen. Anyway, what actually did happen, whether or not it was what I thought, yeah, it was pretty convincing, and afterwards you definitely think about that for a while, and yeah, great show. And of course the ending also leaves you wanting more. The ending to the last. Now I'm sweating already because it's so fucking warm in here. Anyway, I don't remember what I said about that, so I'll just move on to the next. The Walking Dead Season 2. I'm currently watching Season 3, which is a little better so far, but this season really not that good. I don't know if I can explain exactly why I don't like it. It's just really boring. That's an incredibly eloquent way of putting it. It's boring. No, but it is. It's not very interesting what happens. The different storylines, they don't really take off. I mean, you have, you know, you have the show here, you know, and then when interesting stuff happens, you know, it's like a rise. But here they just, something happens and then they solve it, and then they go back to talking, and something happens and then they solve it, and then they go back to talking. I don't know how to explain it. It was just, it never got interesting enough. They never built on, I don't know, it was just very, very tedious. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know how to explain it. It's, it was just not great. Unfortunately, because I really did like the first season. It's just very, very, very kind of cheesy and very corny, and it's hard to take it seriously. I don't know. I just did not like it. Anyway, then we have a great movie, which I did like, called Memories of Murder. Yeah, it's based on real true events actually, which I did not know before watching it. But it's a Korean murder mystery with quite a bit of humor, not just comic relief, but a comedic attitude throughout almost the whole movie. So definitely a kind of different movie, and really well filmed, well shot, and yeah, nice visuals. There's this one scene which I adore in the beginning, where I think it's the second victim they find, or the second murder victim, and the camera just sort of circles around once, I think, and this main guy, Park, I think, he's investigating, and it's just very funny and very well made. It's just really well crafted, that scene. Anyway, then we have a documentary called Armadillo, which is a Danish documentary, a Danish production about a bunch of Danish soldiers going to Afghanistan to let's see. Well, I guess they try to. I don't know if you can say that they, in a sense, tries to mediate between the Taliban and the civilians. They try to maintain some sort of peace, I guess, and yeah, so that's what it is, and it's interesting. It's pretty good. Definitely enjoyed it. There's another one pretty similar to this called Rest Repo, which I personally liked more. I just thought that it was more interesting, and the visuals are better too. It's a documentary, so maybe the visuals is not what is prioritized, but still, I think that's pretty important in whatever you're watching. So, to me anyway, that was, yeah, anyway. Well, but by the visuals, I just mean the landscapes and stuff. So yeah, I guess if you like war documentaries where you really get personal with the people and not just, you know, World War II documentaries where there's black and white footage and then there's a bunch of historians and professors talking about it, which I haven't watched much. I would like to see that World at War documentary about World War II. So I'm not saying anything bad about those documentaries. I'm just saying that if you like these a little more, when you get more close in the action, or you know, then this could be for you. Last title here is one that I've seen before, but I enjoyed watching it again very much, and it is 50/50, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen, great kind of bromance here. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt does a very convincing performance, and Seth Rogen does a great job as the sort of sidekick, I guess. The goofy guy, or the obnoxious guy, whatever, which you would expect from him, of course. And yeah, I liked it a lot. I mean, I've seen it before, and I probably liked it as much that time. But yeah, it's one that I enjoyed watching very much again, like I've said a couple times now. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I can say about it. Just very convincing acting, and the pacing, or the writing, and the just the way the story develops and unfolds, whatever. It's just really good. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time. I'm gonna put the fan back on now because I'm dying.